It's Sunday, and you know what that means. Movies, music, and monsters. Danger, danger. Hey there, my friends. Dan Monroe here with another fun-filled Sunday afternoon Q&A, and holy Jiminy Christmas, have I gotten a lot of questions from all of you guys. I mean, my inbox has literally exploded, and I promise I am getting to them slowly, one at a time, so bear with me. It's just if I literally took all the time it would take, then it would take me about a week and I wouldn't get any new videos done. So just letting you know I am hitting them and I haven't forgotten about you. But with all that said and done, let's get to it. Okay, robot, if you please. Scott Kellogg 3502 asks, why did you decide to go with the first season paint job for your Lost in Space robot? Obviously, he means me. Hey, Scott, thanks for asking. The reason is because when I was first exposed to Lost in Space when I was 9 or 10 years old, the first episodes I saw were some of the very early black and white ones, which, quite frankly, are still my favorite. The good old days when the robot here was actually still a robot. He was a utility, extremely powerful tool used to get things done and protect the family. I'm not saying I didn't like the robot later on when he began, falling in love and crying and baking cakes, but to me, I liked him best when he was just a super freaking cool sci-fi machine, so that's why I painted this guy that way. 30 years ago I made this robot, and I was at the time really the only one with a first season robot, but these days there's actually quite a few of them out there. The main difference being that the robot's legs were completely different in the first season. The seam on the front went all the way up, totally different than seasons 2 and 3. So if you're gonna do a season 1 robot, remember, no color, and definitely do those first season legs. Thank you, Scott, for the question. Okay, robot, let's have another one. George F. from Australia asks, Dan, your show is so cool. How many people do you have working on your crew to create your super cool videos? Oh, wait. Huh? He was serious. Well, George, I'm sorry if I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you, and I really appreciate the sentiment. And the truth is, you know what? It's just me. And me. Yeah, sort of. I have a huge list of topics gathered mostly from all of your suggestions. So on Monday, I begin my research, which can take anywhere from 5 or 6 hours, literally to a couple of days. And during that time, I get all my bullet points. I collect all the pictures that I'm going to use, along with any interviews that might be pertinent to the subject. Then on Wednesday, I do my best to make myself look pretty and film the video. Hopefully by Wednesday night, I've done all the post-processing and digital compositing, which, actually puts me here in this beautiful studio. Then I edit all day Thursday, all day Friday, and if I'm not done yet, a couple hours on Saturday until 2:30, and I start the upload to hopefully get the video out by 4 p.m. I then take Sunday off, more or less, and then it starts all over again on Monday. Part of me wishes I had a small team to help out, but then again, on the other hand, I'm a bit of a control freak about wanting it done exactly my way, but I'm glad you like what you're seeing, and thank you so much for the question. Okay, robots, if you please. BLD426 asks, Dan, heard you say you were 6'9". How tall are your parents? Yeah, it's definitely not a tall person's world out there, I can tell you that. But to answer the question, yes, I'm 6'9", but I have 2 brothers that are the same height. Mom was tall for a woman in her day, maybe 5'10" or 5'11". Dad was maybe 6'2", but nobody in our immediate family or grandparents were this height. And occasionally I would ask my mom if maybe, just maybe, perhaps the mailman or the delivery guy happened to be, super tall. She never said anything. She just smiled a lot.
Aha!
Let's have another one.
Linda from New York asks, is your hair real?
Yes, it's real.
Really? Completely?
I mean, not completely. There might be a little bit of hair dye in there, but it's certainly not a wig, and it's certainly not hair club for men. When I started this channel way back, like just about a year ago, one of the main comments that I got from a whole bunch of people were, hey, take off the wig. Hey, Gene Simmons, what are you trying to prove with the wig? It's not a wig. It's real. And, it's funny because my dad was pretty much bald, and both my brothers, let's just say, don't have this much, so I'm not sure where I got it. Actually, I do. My grandfather on my father's side had hair. Like right to the day he died in his mid-70s, I had a lot in common with him, even though I didn't know him that well. I was very young when he died, but he was a lover of the outdoors, a lover of nature, and a lover of cats. So if nothing else, thank you, Grandpa Monroe, for my head of hair. Okay, robot, we got time for one more.
Robert K416 asks, hey Dan, I see a lot of other channels offer paid memberships. Is that ever something you would consider doing?
Honestly, no. I can't think of a good reason to do that. I mean, it's YouTube. To me, it should not be something you have to pay for. There's so many other things in this life that we empty our wallets for. It certainly shouldn't be some entertainment on this platform. And yes, I do understand that a lot of other channels do it, and quite successfully, but it's just not really my style. I mean, you guys already have to sit through me doing some of my sponsors, but I try to make them as fun as I can. And always remember this. This is my job. I work for you guys. So no, that's something I'm not ever going to ask anyone to do. However, that being said...
here's the rub.
No, not at all. And even though I would never ask for support or charge for what I do, ever, if anybody out there does want to support the channel, you can, quote, unquote, buy me a coffee. Not a actual physical coffee. It's just a way for people, if they want, to show their support for the channel and help the channel grow. So if that's something you feel like doing, I have a link in the description, and of course, I would greatly appreciate that.
And while you're at it, somebody please grab me an oil change.
Well, as usual, that was super fun, but it's Sunday, and I gotta start thinking about what I'm gonna do for my big video this coming Saturday. As always, I hope you guys had a good time, and if you did and you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing to the channel. I've got a whole bunch of new videos coming up really soon that I know you guys are just gonna dig, and please feel free to stop back anytime as we together continue the conversation on movies, music, and monsters.
Movies,
music, and monsters.